guys. Remember that cute little journal that we recovered last week, and I made this little tea bag pocket? Well, I decided that on the first page, and I wanted to share with you guys, I know exactly what I'm going to do, and I thought you might be interested in seeing how I start off this journal. And I'm going to get a nice piece of my stained papers here, my Echo Dye papers, and I'm going to make a pocket. Isn't this pretty? It reminds me of tie-dye. I'm going to make a pocket by folding up the pages, and I'm going to do this in a number of the books, but I thought I want to just at least show you guys so that if you did end up doing one and you're interested in creating the same thing, I can't even remember what this measured at, then you'll know how. Ooh, I gotta make it the same width. Okay, so this page is 2 3/4. Whoops, it's not 2 3/4. Just want to cut a strip down. Is that right? Okay. And I've got to cut a piece of paper, so I might as well cut 2 sheets for both sides. And I'll show you why in a second. Okay. So I'm just going to paste that down. And in fact, maybe I won't use the whole paper because I want to be able to use it for something else. So you only need about 4 inches down, because we're going to fold this up and the other side is what's going to be completely covered. So on this side, I want it to be covered at the bottom, so I have to cut just a little bit off the top so it fits. Oops. So let's see. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. So let's start with the back part. I'm just going to cover the whole page with glue. And I'm going to do this throughout this journal. I'm going to cover random pages and make like different length pockets. So make sure that the part that you want exposed on the front of your pocket is down at the bottom of the page here. Okay, and then on this side, we're going to put the paper that we cut. I think I'll use the torn part up at the top. So this is going to end up being our pocket. So we'll glue that down. Should probably be gluing on this so that I don't get excess on the bottom and my pocket glues shut. Okay. Get that down. Use your bone folder just to flatten. And then at this point, you can decide how long or how high you want your pocket. And you can also do different colors on the back. It doesn't have to be, you know, totally the same, but I wanted it very similar in color. And then just, you know, add a little glue on the side here. to close up your pocket. Use your bone folder, rub it down, and look how cool that is. And then if you want, you can do, you know, another pocket here. You can have them staggered. That's what I'm going to do. So in the front, as I open it, I'm going to have staggered pockets. And you can do it as, you know, deep as you want. And you can shove little notes in here and stuff. So let me do one more for you so you can see what it looks like. But it's such a cool little journal. So I want more of the white showing on this bottom one. So I'm going to make sure that I have that on the back. All right. So this was 2 3/4 wide. And I will just use the same paper since I already have one cut for the front of the pocket. You don't have to, but it's easy enough just to, you know, reuse some of the papers that you already have. And I think what I'll do is tear the bottom here, so that I have more of a, like a jagged edge for my pocket. Just kind of eyeballing it, guys. Okay. All right. So I'm doing the back of the page first. This is the front of the book. That's the pocket. This is the part that's going to fold up. So you want to do the back of the page. So I'm just going to flip it so I can glue it. Folder, make sure it's really flat. I'm going to flip it over and get this piece down. And as you can see, it doesn't take much time at all just to cover, you know, the pages. Now I want this pocket to show a bit, so this is going to be a shallow pocket. And again, just gluing the sides. And you can have, you know, another little one here if you want. And these make great little pockets for tags if you're into making tags. And I'm actually going to use some of this paper to jelly print on to make tags that go in here. And so that's it. So you can continue that, and then you can just actually cover a whole sheet here, and then when you open the front page, you've got all these little pockets, these neat little flaps, and you can actually do little flaps on this side too. Like if you want to make little pockets across here and have more tabs, you can literally make it a little journal full of tabs and tags and keep your little tags in, and you can write little affirmations on your tags and make it kind of like a me journal. And all the things you love, or all the things you want to do, or maybe you want to do a bucket list. It's a really nice way, a really cute way of organizing your little aspirations and dreams, and or if you just want to do your art. So hope you enjoyed this today, you guys, and I'll be sure to post some more little tips on how you can work in this little repurposed eco-dyed journal. All right, I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching. be sure to subscribe, you guys, so you get my updates. Oh, and if you want to see more tutorials on how I do my art journal, be sure to check out my Patreon page. I've got a couple memberships over there. It's patreon.com/Yvette St.Amant. You can find it in my Linktree tab. Oh, actually, if you just click on or look at the comments below, I'll put the link on there for you guys. I keep forgetting I don't have Linktree link to this. I'm thinking of Instagram. Anyways, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching. Yvette St.Amant here. I'm working on my little pocket journal here, the one that I resurfaced and did a video on a couple weeks ago. And this one, I'm using all my eco-dyed papers that I made, and I've got a whole bunch of them here. And so today I'm going to be doing some pockets out of coffee filters. So right now all I'm doing is preparing some pages, just cutting strips, and this is how I work it. And if you haven't seen the video on how I created this little journal, make sure you go back and view it. So that you know what's going on, but it is just a store-bought journal that I resurfaced with the eco-dyed papers, and it was just a little notepad journal, and this is going to be my pocket journal. The whole thing is just a bunch of pockets for stuffing. So what I'm doing right now is, this is how I work in it, is I just take a bunch of my papers and I'm really just cutting them down to size so that when I start journaling, all the prep work's done. So I'm just kind of laying it on top, tearing the pages off so I've got a good stack. Because once we start creating the pages, we really need to surface both the front and the back of each page, and you'll see in a minute here. So I've got a whole bunch here, and I didn't cut them to size this way, but just so you know what's going on. Here's the front of my journal. These are the pages that I've done already, and each page has a pocket. Let me just get my bone folder here so I could show you. So there's room for stuffing all kinds of little goodies in each page. Hence why I'm calling it a pocket journal. I did leave, you know, a blank page. I'm going to leave some kind of pages that are just resurfaced so you can rework and do whatever you want on it. And then every page on the back is also resurfaced with my eco-dyed paper. And this pocket's on the side. I've got some that are on the side. Another one here, and then I start layering them, kind of tearing them down, so when you open the journal you could see all the different pages here. The little pockets are sticking out, and you can, you know, journal whatever you want here. You can stick stickers or stamps, or do some writing, some drawing, whatever you want. And then this pocket that I made, and maybe I didn't do a tutorial, but I will. I'll do a quick one today too. But I just folded it over double. So there's a tuck spot here. There's also a little tuck spot underneath. So you can tuck a little tag underneath as well, like so. So there's all different ways that you can do these pockets. So then today what I'm going to do, and another one on the side, I'm going to resurface the back here, and then we'll work here. And I'm going to do some pockets with my stained coffee papers. So if you like the papers that I've created here and you want to do a journal as well, join me over on Patreon at patreon.com/Yvette St.Amant. And you'll get instant access for these downloads for the papers, and you can use them to make your own journal. If you want to try making your own papers, I'll have tutorials over there as well, so you can make your own eco-dyed paper. And I'll give you, you know, the formulas to how I made these papers with these colors. Yeah. And also you got to make sure, sign up for the Tainted Paper membership, and you'll also receive access to about 35 videos for my Designer Plus tier as well. So you'll get lots of tutorials and lots of downloads to do a variety of different projects. So let's get started. I just want to kind of get this page covered so I can get started on the one below. So I'm just going around, and on the back of every page I'm just gluing down one of my distressed and dyed papers here. So this was the back side of one. And I just have to trim the bottom because I didn't trim these pages on the length side. I didn't get enough glue here. Whoop. Okay. Probably should have did this before I started my video, but at least you can see how I do my back cover here. Okay. So that's the back page of this last pocket. So I'm working on my next page, and I want to use my little, what are they called? Ah! Lost for words. My coffee filters. That's what it is. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is get a backing for your next sheet. And what I've been doing is I just take the sheet that I'm working on, and I'm going to glue it down. I'm actually going to trim this one before I glue it down. Okay. And it's okay that it's torn because that's going to be covered by the pocket. Ooh, actually I like that side better. Okay, so get your glue down. I'm just using a glue stick. I know there's better glue sticks than this. You know, if you guys like using the Yoo-Hoo ones. My girlfriend, Robin McClendon, she's always using those. They're really good glue sticks. I just kind of have a slew of different glue sticks lying around because I've got some kids. So this is what I'm using today. Okay, so we'll get that down. That's our base. And then for this one, we also have to do the back page as well, because we're going to actually wrap our coffee filter. So I'm going to get another piece of paper. This one has some dried goodies on it, which is nice. And every time I flip it, I flip it, and I like the other side too. It's so funny because I wonder if, you know, when I'm making these papers, if a lot of them looks the same to people, but every single piece of paper that I pick up looks so different to me. So when I was scanning them for you guys to download, if you're with me over on Patreon, oh, I think I scanned like 42 pages because I kept saying to myself, okay, this is good, this is enough. Oh no, this one's so different, it's so pretty, it's so unique. And then I wonder if they all look the same to everybody. But when I looked back at the file, they did all look very different. So I'm just going to fold the bottom over since it's going to be covered. Okay, I'm going to get my coffee page out. Now I did scan some of these for you guys too, but they're not like individual circles. I just put a bunch on my scanner and scan them. But there should be a couple that you guys can cut out. So I'm just going to select my design. And I want to contrast those. See how I get? I just want to try different things out. Okay, so I'll use this one. So all I'm going to do, and I kind of like that tie-dyed look. So with this one, and there's different ways, we're going to do a number of different ones that I'll show you in the weeks to come, but with this one, we're just going to fold it in half, okay, because it's going to fold over the bottom, and you're going to get a pocket on both sides, so you get a pocket on the back and the front. So this is our front sheet. This is going to be the back. So if you're really particular about which paper you want showing, make sure you plan it, you know, accordingly. And as you fold it, you'll see different patterns. So that's why I'm just kind of playing around, because I didn't want to hide that pink. I notice it's going to end up being on the folded side. Okay. And I kind of like this little burnt edge. And then on this, on the back, it'll show up. So let me see. Okay, so we're just folding it over. And now there's different ways that you can do it. If you want to make it even, you can. I purposely don't want to, because what we're going to do is after we fold it in half this way, we're going to fold the sides in. And then this way you'll see how the pockets can end up different, of course, with the ones that are coming. So you have an option to do a couple different tuck spots here, which is really nice. So what we're going to do is we do have to put a little bit of glue down. My glue's running out. I'm going to put a little bit on the side. I'm going to put some at the bottom, a little bit on the side here, and we're going to glue that down. So make sure that's glued down. And now with this one, because you've got your little pocket here all ready to go, but when I fold these over, I want a little tuck spot here too. So one of the options you can do is use washi tape to put it across and fold it. But I don't want to use washi tape because this whole book is kind of natural, and I didn't want, like, you know, I just didn't have the appropriate colors. So what I'm going to do is just use masking tape, and we're going to mask it halfway like so, and then we're just going to flip over the other side. And we're going to cut the tails off in a second. And, you know, just press it down so it's sealed. And then we are just going to trim the ends off. Okay, and just flip it over, and you can mask this side as well. So then the nice thing about it is, okay, so you've got, trying to find bits of pieces of paper because I don't have tags. So you got a tuck spot here. Hang on. Okay, so you got a nice little tuck spot here, right? And that's at the back of this page. And then on the front, you've got a tuck spot in the back, and then you also have these little tuck spots on the side here. You've got one there, and you've got one there, so you can add like little thinner tags and get layers, which is just another way of doing a pocket to get all kinds of like little hidden pockets in there. Isn't that cool? So that's one way of doing, or another way of doing a pocket in this pocket journal. So it's just going to be filled with a ton of different pockets. And you can do it with, you know, you can do this with paper too, but I just found it was a really neat way of using your coffee filters. So just play around and get creative, and I'll show you some other little ideas too. And another one that we're going to do is I'm going to do one similar, and we're going to add 2 pockets on a page. So let's go ahead and do that since this one's there. So you get 2 for 1 today. Let's do two pockets today. So I'm going to use this paper. I love this paper. Isn't it pretty? It's one of my favorites. And I love, these are just my colors. Like, if you follow my art that I publish for home decor, I've got these soft kind of watery colors, these pinks and neutral colors. It's kind of like the blush, a little blush line that I have going with some mandalas. And I just love these colors. And I also, one of my favorite colors, anybody who knows me knows that I love turquoise and blues, like the colors of the ocean. I did not do a very good job covering this paper. I'm just going to pull it off here. That's what happens when I'm trying to talk and work. That's why often when I work and I'm doing these videos, I'll start kind of drifting, and then I start talking below my breath like this, because an artist needs to concentrate. Oh boy. There we go. Hey, just keeping it real, right guys? I'm an artist, but I'm not perfect. We all have these little bumps in the road. Okay, so I'm just gonna, I just realized there's no point in me cutting every single sheet. Okay, so that's the front. So I'm going to do the back because I want to work both pages. And this one I will trim because I don't want to wrap it over the front. But I think I'll trim it short since I have a little bit of that other color there. I'm going to have to get another piece of paper here, or another glue stick in a minute here. Yep, I'm getting really dry. Okay, bear with me. Okay, here we go. Okay, so there's the front and that's the back. So I'm going to do 2 pockets here. I've just got to find a strip that's going to fit. Okay, I'll use that one. And I'm going to do a pocket at, oh, I was going to use my coffee filter. That's right. It is a segment on using coffee filters, so let's stick with the plan. Okay, so on this one, let's go ahead and we are going to actually wrap the coffee filter this way. Now with this one, I'm going to do an even fold. So you're going to select your filter, and we're going to do this one on the side. Looks so cute. And you know what? There's other ways we can just leave like little flaps too and do open. So we'll do that the next time. So I'm going to get a little bit of glue around, or right here in the middle. This is the wrong. So I'm just going to go right down the center, and then we're going to glue just a little bit on the side. And then you're going to place your pocket where you want it. And you don't have to do it in the center, but I want mine in the center. I think I'll do a little bit more coming up. Just kind of gauge it, because I don't want it getting caught, you know, when I'm flipping the pages and it tears open. So as long as I've got some space to do a little bit of a tack. And the other thing is you can even just, you know, fold it over this way if you want whatever you're sticking in to show. But I'm going to leave it like this on that side, and then on the other side, because we have a pocket over here too, because it's going over a bit, that's what I'm going to do on that side. So let's add a little bit of glue here just to secure our pocket. Oops. And then on this one, we're just going to flip over just for a little lip. I have a little excess. And you can definitely, you know, glue that down or have another pocket. I'm just going to glue it down. Okay, so that's another way to do your coffee filter pocket. So we've got a little pocket on the side. And the nice thing too is that this paper, I mean, it's a porous paper, so you can see what you're putting behind. If you've got something, I wish I had something of more contrast. Wonder if my stamp would show up. Like, you can see that it's dark. But, you know, you've got, you're going to get a little bit of contrast. So whatever you're putting in here, you're going to see through the pages. And then it's the same thing on this side. I've left it round. So you can have, it's like a little tuck spot. If you want more of what's underneath showing, you can definitely fold it over like such, which is not what I'm going to do today. But that is our tutorial today on doing coffee filter pockets. So just a recap, we've got one pocket here with the additional two. We've got two tuck spots, and then on the back portion, there's another pocket. And then on the next page, we've got our coffee filter on the side. And we also have it on the back. So another little tuck spot here. All right. So we're making a lot of progress on our little pocket journal here, our little eco-dyed pocket journal. So join me next week to see what other kind of nifty little pocket we're going to come up with. All right, we'll see you again soon, guys. Thanks. Guys, we're working on another couple pages in our pocket journal, and today I'm going to do another little unique pocket. And so we're going to get, this is the front of our book. I always hope that you guys can see where we're at. Okay, so I've done the back of this page. These are finished pages. We're going to work on this page today. And you know, I always kind of pull the page. I just flip the book so that I've got the page that we're working on. This is the front and this is the back portion. Now, when we're doing these little pockets and I flip it up, we always want to make sure we cover the back part. So I'm going to flip the book. This is our back portion, and I am going to get my paper on the back. Let me just trim it here. Oops. Having technical difficulties. I'm trying to go around the glue, and what I should be doing is just tearing it properly with my ruler flat, but you know, obstacles seem to run my course when I'm doing a video, and my little whoopsies happen, or my little, what are they called when you're filming, your little outtakes, all those things that go wrong that aren't supposed to go wrong. I should do a whole video on that. That would be funny. What could go wrong? Because I'm sure it's happened to everybody. That's what makes it so funny, is when you can relate. Okay, so that's the back. All right, and what we're going to do today is we're going to flip it right up to the top. Okay, and then we are going to flip this portion like a towel fold or something like that. So we do want to cover the back of this. And if you want a different pattern here than here, you have to use 2 different pieces of paper. And that's what I'm going to do. If I can find, let's see. So, how to get something spotted there, and then what do I have? This one's torn, so I think I'll use a piece of this. Okay, so let me cut this to size. This time I'll move my glue so it's easier to cut. Okay. And I'm kind of an eyeballer, so on this portion that's going to flip back, I want that showing. So let me just let's fold this so we know where we need to cut to. So fold your paper in half. So I want this on half the page. So just go down where your fold is. If you're a measurer, you can go ahead and measure everything. Like I said, I just like to eyeball it, and I want this part showing. So you got to figure out what piece you want showing. This is the portion that's going to be flipped. So whatever you've got in this top right-hand corner, the way that I'm sitting, is going to be the part that shows. So this part's going to be showing. Or if I do it this way, this part's going to be showing, but I think I'm going to do it this way. Okay. So let's glue that down. Okay, and then you want to select a piece of paper that is going to show here. So I had some really yummy kind of splattered one. Maybe I'll just do something that has a little more white in it. But I don't want to cut this. I want to use this for my next one. Okay, so let's use this. I'll glue this down. Something that's already cut. That's how I'm rolling today. Okay, and it's okay. I mean, right here, there's some paper showing, but that's where we're going to glue our folds. I'm not too worried about that. You'll see in a second here. All right, so we'll get that down. Just want to make sure that this is flat so it doesn't get snagged on the papers that I'm going to tuck. Okay, and then we can redo our fold. So we're literally just folding it in half so it touches at the top here. And then this part we're gonna fold down so it's even over here, and we're just gonna fold it down. Almost like origami. Have you guys done origami? It's very similar. Okay, so we're gonna get glue on the back portion here. And we're going to get a little bit glue here so we can seal our pocket. Now another thing that you can do, last week I showed you with the masking tape. We used masking tape for the bottom of this coffee filter. So if you want to go ahead and add some masking tape to seal it, you can definitely do that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this, but I'm going to add masking tape right here afterwards so that I've got another little tuck spot here. So that same kind of technique, put your masking tape down halfway and then just fold it over. And the reason why I'm using masking tape with this pocket journal is the color just is nice and neutral. You can use washi tape if you have a nice washi tape that you like. I just didn't happen to have a neutral one that I liked with this pattern because I do want to keep the book just cohesively looking the same. So there's our little pocket. So we've got a pocket here. Just unfold that a little bit. So we've got a pocket here, and we also have a little tuck spot underneath. So you've got all kinds of little goodies. So let's work on our pages going down here so we don't see the line. Now, I like to do my pockets layered like this. I find them so cool. So we're going to do the same thing here. I'm going to leave that for after. Okay, so with this one, I'm going to use... So again, you want to think about how it's going to flip up, like what paper is going to show. And I want that pink paper to show. So I'm going to put the pink on the back. And let's move it up. At this point, you can do your fold too. Just kind of figure out where it's going to be. That's where my fold's going to be. All right. So let's single this guy out, flip it over so we can glue our paper down. So we got to glue paper on the front side and back side as always. And you know, if you have some time and you want to do work in your journals and you don't want to wait for my videos, you can always go through and just start resurfacing your journal so that all the pages are covered, so that when it comes time to seeing the videos and the different pockets that we're going to make, then you can just go ahead and watch the tutorial. And then your paper is already ready. See how I always do the back too, because it can buckle. And then you'll be all ready to go and have some nice papers ready. Okay, so on this one, I'm glad I made this little error because I want you guys to see I have a little bit of white showing and I really don't want it to show. So what I'm going to do with this one is take some masking tape. Just going to get rid of that piece because it's sticky. I'm going to take a little masking tape and put it on the edge to fold over. Now you don't have to, like I've done this on some of my other ones and I just leave it because it doesn't really bother me. But with some people, if you make this little mistake and you've got a little bit of paper and it bothers you, just take a little bit of washi tape or masking tape to, you know, finish off the edge. And then that way, when you make your pocket, you have a little edge of masking tape, which is really cute too. So, and you can use it to washi tape or masking tape to glue down the sides of your pocket too. You don't always have to use glue. It just depends on what, you know, what look you're looking for. Okay, so I'm going to have it folded there, and I'm going to just crease my paper that way because I only need to cover this part of the paper, not the whole thing. So, I need to find a piece of paper. use this. I kind of like that burnt look. And I'm going to just tear it down to size here. Okay. Oops. And we're going to get that glued down. Perfect. Okay, and then we're just going to glue down the sides. If you want to use your washi tape, go right ahead. I'm just going to use glue. And same procedure as, whoops, everything else. I should really have a piece of paper down there. So there's another little pocket. When you fold this over, it's showing. Okay, so on the last page here, I'm going to use one of my tea bags as a pocket. Now, it's the same method as the tea bag pocket that I made from the front. So I hope you watched the video. And this is the one that I was trying to stitch, but my sewing machine went kaput and it just kind of tore. But I had already covered the tea bag label with paper, and I thought I'm going to use it. I'm not throwing it out. So I'm just going to use my masking tape to mend it. Love masking tape. And I'm going to flip this up. So if you guys want to know how to make the little tea bag tutorial, just make sure you go back and watch the video, because I did do a tutorial on it. Okay, so I'm just doing a little mend job. And I kind of like it because it's, you know, it's not perfect. It is just literally a mended tea bag. And then what I'm going to do is, you know how I love my little stamps. So I'm just going to get one of my little word stamps here. And so it doesn't look so out of place, I'm just going to stamp on the masking tape going down. So it looks like washi tape. Just like so. Isn't that cute? And you can stamp here too if you want. And I think I've got a little number stamp. We'll use this one. And I'm just gonna lightly stamp just a little bit on it, so it gives a little interest to that pocket. And now then this pocket is going to end up going right here on the page, but I've got to cover it first. So let's go ahead and do that. And that's why I wanted more of the white at the bottom, because then it'll stand out more. Let me see, maybe okay, I'm going to use this one. So then just, let's see, do I need to trim this guy? Yep, I do. I'm going to trim that first. Okay, so we're going to get some paper down. Oops, not again. I'm not even talking this time. I'm really concentrating. Okay. Lost my bone folder in the sea of paper. All right. So before I add the pocket, let me just finish the back portion of it. I'll use this paper. Just cut that little piece off. So many interesting papers. I just love these eco-dyed paper. Aren't they pretty? And what's nice is you never know what you're going to come up with. And it's so unique. Ah, this glue stick. All right. I have some dried on carrots in this one and I can smell it. It's like scratch and sniff paper. Okay. So my little pocket is gonna go here. Isn't she cute? Make sure my little strings are out of the way. These little pockets are so fun to make, little tea pockets. Oh, I just adore them. I just have to drink more tea so I can get some more tea bags. And put my husband to that task. Okay. Just be gentle with this little guy because the tea bag paper is delicate. Okay. Oh, isn't that cute? And cut this little string off. You can leave it if you want. I'm going to cut it. And then I've got another little string here, so I'm going to make another tag. But what I love to do is stamp. Love to stamp. I gotta have my stamps. And it just adds so much character. And this looks postage. And I like to go nice and light so it looks old, and isn't that cool? So on this one, I'm going to make another tag, and I think what I'm going to do is make a long skinny tag so it can just stick in there. But that is our last page today. So we've got, oh, let me just get this light here. So we made this kind of towel fold, I'm calling it, like a handkerchief fold. So we've got a pocket here and a little tuck spot here, and then when we flip it over, we've got our little pocket here, flip again, and we've got our little tea bag pocket. So cute. And then you can add whatever you want up here. So hope you guys are getting some ideas on how to, you know, fill up your little pocket journals. Look, we're getting there. I'm so excited. It's getting nice and chunky. It's looking so good. And I mean, you can do this with any kind of paper, but if you like this paper, you know, you've got it available for you. If you're following me over on Patreon, you can access it and download it for free. Well, part of the membership. All right, so thanks for watching again, guys, and we'll see you next week on another little creative way that we're going to build pockets in this journal. All right, talk to you soon. Bye.